Hey, y'all, and welcome to day 8 of the WSOP and to the 4th annual WSOP and All Vegas Poker Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'll be your host today. And our normal co-hosts are all like coming in and out, going to be busy today, so we will get it done for sure. Karen is streaming today, so good luck to her on ACR. As we all know, she is one of their streamers, so good luck to Karen. Hope she runs well on the felt today. And ASG is working hard today. Not that he doesn't every day, but he's got some special projects going on at work, so he's tied up for the whole day. So he may come in and listen, but don't, we won't probably have any conversations with him today. So just a little update. And Maureen is also busy working today, so she may be in to listen, but a little tied up as well. So welcome, Joey. How are you? Good morning. Or after, yeah, good morning where you are. I have to stop
Uh,
and think.
we're in our flow state, Sherry, in a good way. Okay, we are
Awesome.
fully prepared today for our first bracelet event.
Yes. Yes. Love it. What time does it start?
It starts at 10 a.m. But this is the advice I've been giving to people, and nobody ever listens to me. But I'm learning because I learned the hard way. Well, when we go to a poker table, don't we usually sit out in orbit to understand and hear the music, right?
All right.
I've gotten some slack back from some people in the WSOP world when I said this, but you all know I sat out the first week of WSOP, and I'm not alone. People like Chewy, and a lot of people. I don't think Kristen Foxen has even shot a bullet yet. We just sit out that first week, let everything settle, let all the people shooting their bullets go broke and go home. Um, it starts at 10, but level 1 is 100, 100. Why
Right.
would I sit at a table shorthanded? I'm going in level 2. Let everything
Okay.
just settle. And then
Okay.
I'll never have that bad beat story where I got knocked out in level 1.
I hear you. And guess what? Everybody has their reasons for whatever they do. Some people late max. Some people are 15 minutes early. Some people go midway into registration time period. Everybody has their method and whatever works for you, kudos to you. But I do want to let you know that Kristen is in a tournament right now. And I know that because I was looking up some information this morning and I actually have her on one of the lists to give her a little shout out here in a few minutes. So she
Yeah,
is
I know. And
definitely
she's on my team and Colette's team. And Colette and I saw her and Alex last night. And if you notice, this is week 2. So I'm
love it.
I'm right on the same page as one of my coaches. We start
Oh,
today.
I love it. Well, let me make some announcements and we'll get uh, to hitting the ground running, as they say. It's going to be a little tough for your girl Sherry today. We were at church until 4 o'clock this morning. And for those that don't know, when I refer to go to church at wee hours of the morning, or if I refer to the Bat Cave, that is fondly the casino. So we will get into those stories at some point in time for those that may not know. Um, so 4 a.m. Yeah, I'm operating on about 3 hours of sleep. So bear with me today, you guys. It'll be okay. Please be reminded that we will always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we are human and information is always fluid in the poker world. Please make sure to double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. Please contact us if you hear us say something that's incorrect. We want to be right. We want to give the right information out. So definitely feel free to correct us at any time. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherry Pluskota 9212. It's free of charge. You can find the past recordings of my spaces and interviews. We're a little bit behind for the last week or so because my IT guy was having some issues with some converting or blah, blah, blah IT stuff. So probably by the end of the week, that should all be up. And of course, I'm traveling, so I just don't want to take the time to sit down and download. So, anyway, here we are. Okay, many thanks to Sean McCormick and Craig Larson for agreeing to host the 7th official Spaces meetup game at the Bellagio at 2 p.m. on June 26th. It is a cash game. Pizza will be provided by our hosts. thanks to them. It's always delish. We will have Splash the Pot items. If you have something you'd like to donate, I will be happy to receive those items. Just let me know. The Quilt for Charity fundraiser is ongoing, and I'm so excited that Barb's going to be here with us today. She represents the Poker Gives charity, and that is, I've earmarked the money to go to feed the homeless through that charity. So I'm excited she'll be here with us here shortly. Again, $10 donation gets you one ticket. $25 donation will get you 5 tickets. Don't miss your chance to win this one-of-a-kind autographed poker t-shirt quilt. Celebration of Life of Steve Disney will be held June the 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the American Legion at Chastain Park in Atlanta. It's open to everyone. If you need, just reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you with that. We yesterday, because Steve Buckner was supposed to be with us, and unfortunately he overslept. So Joey asked me to follow up with him, and we'll get him rescheduled. I did send him a message, but I'm sure he's probably still asleep. So we will get him rescheduled, hopefully, at some point in time. As soon as I do, I will let you know. Also, is the third time going to be the charmer. Scotty Wynn has been rescheduled for tomorrow. So fingers crossed he's going to be with us tomorrow. And we will have some fun with Scotty, of course. And of course, Joey's going to give us his coaching lesson here in a minute. And he's going to discuss with us table image matters. So looking forward to that for sure. And again, Barbara Zangaro is going to be with us here shortly. Not only does she represent Poker Gives, but she is also a supervisor over at the Orleans Poker Room. So we're going to get some 411 on the Orleans Poker Room for sure. Also, I'm going to give some reminders that I haven't said in a few days, just for anyone new here or haven't heard these announcements in the last week or so. The National Open Chess Championship is June 10th through the 14th at the Westgate Resort. Also, the 12th semi-annual TDA Summit will be June 20th through and 30th at the Poker Go Studio. Everyone's invited, but please make sure you reserve a spot. Just look at Matt Savage's Twitter account. You'll find the link there to reserve your spot. Also, don't forget to get your patch approved by the WSOP. You need to write an email to sponsorship@wsop.com. It's a pretty quick process. Don't forget to attach a photo of the patch you're looking to get approved. Also, don't forget to download your WSOP app, your Poker Atlas app, and the Bravo app before you go to Vegas. Why waste your time in Vegas doing that stuff? Do it before you go. Be prepared, be ready. All right. If you have multiple results profiles on the WSOP site, so maybe you have a name that's unusual, and so when somehow you ended up with 3 results, accounts, so to speak, on the WSOP sites, you can email merge@wsop.com. That's MERGE@WSOP.com, and they will merge those profiles together so you would only have one. Again, that's merge@WSOP.com. I think that's it. I think we've been doing pretty good with saying some of that stuff every other few days or so. So just wanted to go over those things again. I'm excited to tell you guys that not only on Wednesday will we have Scotty Wynn, but my friend Robert Turner is going to join us on Thursday. And then I have some other folks lined up after that, but I'm just going to hold that close to the vest for right now. But looking forward to Robert Turner, the chip burner. If you've never had the opportunity to speak with Robert or just listen to his stories, it is a treat. He has been around poker for many decades, played with the likes of Stu Unger and Doyle Brunson and Chip Reese and, part of that clan, so to speak. And guess what? He's going to come tell us stories, and he is the best. I think he is the best storyteller. I really do. And hopefully you can let me know what you think after he visits with us on Thursday. So looking forward to that. I'm going to, you know what, Joey? I'm going to turn it over to you a little bit early because I know you want to get out the door to go play. So without further ado, here is Joey Gargiulo with our Coach's Corner. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So, if you're new to the show, the spaces, and you have not been along with our journey, Sherry has mentioned a few times that in a previous life I was in the insurance business. So, I was actually an executive sales representative for Liberty Mutual Insurance Company for 26 years. And I was in the insurance industry 10 years before that. And I went to college for business and marketing. Now, make no mistake it, my friends. When we sit at the poker table, we're marketing ourselves, we're selling ourselves. So, before I read from the 30-day poker coach, the intel that I manifested and uh, really came up with about table image being something that matters, let's take a book out of sales. The first thing every salesperson has to do is dress for success. We all, most of us on this call, have our poker wardrobe. Yet we know when we sit at the poker tables that sometimes people's poker wardrobe are sweatpants and, a t-shirt from 30 years ago. All right. Our image matters very importantly because nobody can really see what's on the inside. They only know what's on the outside. Now, advanced poker wardrobe, and if you see my videos or you've seen the Poker News and Poker.org love to photograph some of us. And the reason why they love to photograph some of us is because we're chameleons. So depending on what image I like to project, I have been known to show up at the poker tables dressed in a full suit with suspenders and a cabbie hat looking like a mafioso. I've shown up looking like a business executive. I show up looking like a biker. I show up looking like a cowboy. We have to have a poker wardrobe to back our intentions and also to throw our players off guard. It's sales, my friends. We're selling ourselves. We're telling a story. And in order for the story to be believable, the entire package has to make sense. So, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Although there are some cool apparel out there that you could find on like Amazon or Etsy, and that is just over the top. That's unusual. Um, Sometimes I show up with all the bling, like I'm some kind of Hollywood rock star. And the funniest thing is, the bling is fake. I have necklaces and earrings that look like they're worth $250,000 and they were $20. Okay, but nobody knows any better. It looks the part. So image is important when we're telling the story, because if we're not consistent, it's just like when we're in a hand, the pre-flop, what our actions, the flop, the turn, or the river, you're not getting a bluff through on the river unless the story is consistent. So dressing for success is crucial, and having a plan of who do I want to project I am. Do I want to look like a recreational player? And that's when I bring out the cruise ship apparel. Okay. So I'm sitting here right now. So even though Colette and I live in North Las Vegas, we do staycations, and I like to be on the scenes. I like to rail final tables. I like to hang out with people. I like to do coaching sessions, yada, 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 where we checked into Paris. And I packed a variety of clothes because it depends on what image I feel like I need to project. And coming back, if I'm going to say it, when I come back tomorrow for day 2, we have to just say those things. Maybe it's a different image I want to project. And if there's a day 3, we have our final table clothing. We plan this stuff. We give ourselves options. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right, because dressing for success is rule number one in sales. Nobody is ever going to buy something from you unless they trust the story and the image. You got to look real. You have to do it. But that's the beautiful thing about poker because we could be whatever we want. So I'm going to read from the book. It's not very long, and then we could talk about it. So table image matters, whether you like it or not. The table is building a story about you all night long. Every fold, raise, showdown, speech, snap call, tank, and sigh, and even the bluffs contributes to the picture. People are deciding who you are. Are you tight, loose, wild, careful, weak, tricky, straightforward, emotional, fearless, spewy, honest, or just downright dangerous? That picture matters because people do not respond only to your cards. They respond to who they think you are. If you've been tight for 2 hours, your bets may get more respect. Your raises may look stronger. A bluff may work more often because your story still carries weight. If you've been active and splashing around, then finally wake up with a real hand, you may get paid more because nobody believes the story you've been telling. Table image has cash value. It's super positive EV as a side note. Good players are aware of how they are being seen. Great players use it. They know when to lean into the image and when to flip it. A player who has shown patience all night can often steal in spots that would fail for someone else. A player who has been caught bluffing may get looked up lighter, which makes value betting much more profitable. This is not abstract theory. This is what I like to call table economics. What gets players in trouble is when they become unconscious of their own image. They act as though every hand exists in the vacuum. It does not. Opponents remember. They remember who showed down not with nonsense. They remember who complained about losing. They remember who always has it when they 3-bet and who likes to defend too much from the blinds. There is also an ego trap here, my friends. Some players get attached to their image. They want to be seen as fearless or tricky or impossible to read or as the tough guy or girl at the table. That need can become expensive because once you start protecting your image instead of exploiting the table's perception of it, you stop playing clean poker. A good habit is to ask yourself from time to time, if I were them, what would I think of me right now? That question can reveal opportunities and vulnerabilities you might otherwise miss. And in closing, your image is moving all the time. If you ignore it, it's going to work against you. But if you understand it, it becomes another positive EV weapon. Oof. Sherry, do you have a poker wardrobe?
I do have a poker wardrobe. And some of the folks that are listening know that part of that wardrobe is a Mike Sexton long sleeve WP t shirt that my kids bought for me from his auction after he passed. And it's sort of like in my suitcase. So when I make a final table one day, um, you know, certain tournaments, I'm gonna wear that at the final table. So yeah, for sure.
I would love to hear if somebody else has a poker wardrobe.
Yeah, come on up if anybody has poker wardrobe they want to discuss with us for sure. It is, image is very important. And I think sales probably teaches that the best, right? And job interviews, when you're going for a job interview, what does everybody say? What are you wearing? What, dress appropriately. I mean, I've worked in HR in two different school systems as well as other private small businesses. And I'm going to tell you, you'd be amazed in the summertime. People will come into the school administration building to apply for a job in my office, and they look like they're going to the beach. Like what? You're coming to pick up a, back in the day, you're coming to pick up an application and you're half naked. Yeah. Yeah. You don't think I made a mental note of that? Unprofessionalism? Hello. Yes. Yes. Go ahead, exec deck. Welcome, buddy.
Hi guys, how you doing today? I really appreciate the space and enjoying it a lot. And
Thank
Joey,
you.
always appreciate the tips, and I'm totally on board with this. I know that the mental game is so involved in this. And just a quick little my experience of last year at the WSOP was I was sitting down at the table. This guy walks up and sits down, and he's got GG Poker hat on, GG Poker jacket, and I was immediately intimidated. But then I thought, you know what? What if I show up with that stuff? You know, am I going to put a mark on myself? Am I going to draw too much attention? How far do you take that? I mean, I love the cruise ship apparel. That is fantastic. I had one of my best poker games ever on a cruise ship. But, how far do you take that?
So, um, so this is how deep I go. When I pick out my wardrobe, I say to myself, it's only going to work if I'm authentic here. So if I'm coming out with all my patches, I mean, I have books with I have a poker school. If I'm wearing my patches, if I'm wearing a chip leader coaching patch or an octopi poker patch, I better respect the part that I am dressing. I better be octopi poker and chip leader coaching and Joey's Angels coaching, because that's the credibility. And what ends up happening is, exec deck, it actually elevates your game because you become that part. And all of a sudden, all you have to do is burn a couple of people. When the dealer announces that the other player has, pair of kings, and then you flip over and they see a pair of kings with an ace kicker. Well, that's it. Now we're professional grade. So when you see that somebody's showing up with all that GG power and everything else, what they're trying to sell to us is that they are professional grade, but the proof is in the pudding. The story has to back up what we see on the outside. Does that make sense?
Amen.
Yes, it definitely does. That definitely makes sense. I mean, when this guy sat down, he was waving to everybody, knew him, and it was totally authentic. The guy didn't have some gig he was playing, but it was totally authentic, and you know, it was intimidating, honestly.
You mean he didn't win it in a contest and just decided to wear it that day?
Well, they had the
He
same stuff in
actually
the
was
merch.
legit.
I mean, they had the stuff in the merch place. I could have gone over and got the same exact stuff
Right.
a minute ago.
Which also, you have to think about that, right? So, do you put too much weight into that when you see a person wearing that stuff? And that's something you got to think about too. I can remember several years ago, I picked up Maureen at the Atlanta airport and we were going to go down to Biloxi together. Back then, the WSOP had a stop there. And so we were going to play. And she was talking to me about why don't I wear patches like for the organizations I'm in? And I said to her, I don't like to wear them because I don't want people to know who I am. Like I'm trying to come in under the radar. I'm trying to, my image is I'm coming in under the radar, and I hope you have lots of preconceived notions about a white older female at a poker table. You are my perfect victim. But if I wear patches like now I do, because people know who I am, it doesn't matter if I wear them or not. But anyway, um, yeah, but then I wouldn't. I wanted to be under the radar. I wanted to be underestimated. So there's another point of view about it. What do you think, Joey?
Sorry. I have mute. So that plays into like the cruise ship apparel. So and the cruise ship apparel is you're dressing like a rec player.
Right.
Okay. And there's different variations of rec players. There are sloppy ones, there are whales. So that's why I have all that fake bling, because sometimes I just want to look like a whale. All right. Uh, and then you play that part initially. You tease them with playing some loose hands. You disguise who you are. And just when they believe that story, then you unleash it. Then you become the exec decks of the world that really, they have no idea who you are and what you're capable of. So yes, it's a story, and that's what's so cool about poker, because we can act, we can be actors and actresses and play the part.
Love it. Love it. Welcome, Tracy. How are you?
Good morning. Can
Good
you hear me?
morning. Yes,
Yeah?
go right
Okay.
ahead.
Oh, I have many different things I wear. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But one of my favorites and where I get a lot of raised eyebrows is I got the Squids Game WSOP jacket last year, and it's covered in patches. And then I did not even, I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know how detailed it was. But I showed up at the table one day and I had it on, and the guy in the 3 seat goes, "Oh, wow." He was looking at his app and he goes, "Are you a pro?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Oh," he goes, "Well, your app shows you are." And I mean, he goes, "According to what you've accomplished." Because I guess on the app, you can hit your name from the table and it shows
Right.
everybody what you've
Right.
done or what you've won. So I thought that was kind of funny. But also, I'm probably one of the biggest Prince fans you'll ever meet. And I wear Prince hat, Prince. I have everything known to man supporting Prince, and his birthday is coming up in June on the 6th, so I will definitely be rocking my Prince attire.
I
And
love it.
I think the Prince thing kind of shows, I think, the image of loyalty and carrying on someone's legacy. And so, I mean, I don't know what people are portraying me as when I do that, but they're all, I get compliments all the time. Wow, that's cool. He was one of the greatest artists. It opens up huge table conversation. And then that gets kind of everybody rolling, the whole Michael Jackson versus Prince thing. Sometimes it turns out good, sometimes it not so much. So
Right?
it's very interesting.
Everybody's got an opinion, like
Yeah.
LeBron versus MJ, right? As in
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Everybody's
Correct.
got an opinion.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. And I have a vest that I've been sewing patches on. And you're right. People are really interested in looking at those patches and trying to figure out where they're from. Why do you have them?
Yep. Yeah.
Whatever. They are
It,
fascinated.
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Joey, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we move along, bud?
Yeah, so
Appreciate-
there's one other side to this.
Sure.
And as a player, we need to remind ourselves what we see is not already there. Because, for instance, I am one of those people right now who had to just send an email to merge you gave me the email address to let them know to merge my accounts, because on the WSOP Live app, it doesn't show anything. And we earned that credibility. You could use it though, and there's a lot of people that are pros that nothing shows on the app. They come dressed like a rec player. The first time I met Chance Corneth, I had no idea who he was. WPT main event Choctaw. He was at my table, and I knew he was somebody because he was one of the few. You know how we know the
Right.
ones that are alert because they're looking at everybody. So this person's just as alert as I am, and the two of us are running circles around this table. And I didn't even know who he was until one of my dealer friends came over and whispered in my ear and said, "You have the toughest table in the house." And by the way, Chance went on to win that heads up against Cuz. So he was right. Okay, but Chance just shows up as a regular
Right.
spiritual Colorado dude. He just looks like a boy from Colorado. I mean, that's scary.
Right. Right. I hear you all. Great segment. And what are you going to coach us on tomorrow, bud?
Okay, I love that question. So tomorrow, uh, wow, do you believe tomorrow is WSOP Day 9? No,
I
yeah,
know. It's
right,
crazy.
it is. Holy cow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about avoiding fancy play syndrome. Uh, the hint is sometimes uh, simple stupid is the best way. Okay.
I love it. Love it. Look forward to it. Appreciate you, Joe.
Appreciate
Um,
you.
and I want you to touch on what happened watching Alex yesterday. You want to give us any details?
So we had some bad intel. It was not an 8:30. Remember we said it was 20:30 restart? 8:30 p.m. was the finals. The semifinals went on at
Oh,
3:30. So
got it.
Colette and I, you
I
got to
told
check.
you it was hard to follow that tournament. It was
Yep.
hard to follow that damn tournament.
Yeah. So Colette and I walked into we'll call it the new Thunderdome, which was
Right.
pretty, amazing.
Paris.
I only see one final table going that Phil Hellmuth had just busted out of. I don't see a heads up match, which means it's over. They're on break, right? The two matches went very quickly to semifinals.
Oh.
Walked over to my poker news buddies, and they found out Alex had busted.
Oh,
Now,
bummer.
right now, by the way, for those of us that have been going to WSOP, remember when we used to have the Bravo Live app to
Yeah.
register?
Yeah.
Okay. So in my in my WSOP live app, I got a message and I clicked on it and it said I had unclaimed funds that I never withdrew from my Bravo Live app. And if I don't show up before the main event is over this year, that those funds are going to be turned over to the state of Nevada as unclaimed funds.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I know. So it's something more intel. You should look on your Bravo Live app, or just look on your WSOP Live app and your messages, because they would message you. So Colette and I walk over to the cage where you cash out, and
Right.
sure enough, who are we sitting next to? We're sitting next to Alex. So he's like, "Hey, Joey," and Colette never met him, but which is cool, right? So Colette's
Right.
Colette's fangirling him. I mean, she's met Kristen many times, but this is the first time she met Alex because he's always deep in the tournament. So she's like, "Oh, Alex, you're on my team. You and Kristen, yada yada yada." And of course, Alex comes from Long Island, like Colette and I, so we have that the inside Strong Island shit going on, right?
Right.
And he was still very proud. He was very
As he
proud.
should be.
Yeah,
Fourth place.
100%.
I mean, there's only one winner, people. There's only one winner. Everybody else is losers. So fourth place, amazing. And what was
Right.
it? 300,000, I think.
150. Yeah. Or was it? No, was it three? It might have been 150. Might have been. Oh, it's one. Let's say 150. We're
No,
going to go with
it was
Colette.
300. It was
It was
300 for
300.
fourth.
Yeah,
It was
I think it
300
was
for fourth.
It
300,000.
was 300. I don't know.
Yeah.
100%.
Good for him. Fourth place.
Oh
No,
no,
hey, no
300.
shame in that
300 was
game.
second place. 300 was. I'm looking at it. 300 was second place.
No shame
Third
in
and
that
fourth
game.
both got 150, I believe.
There you
But
go.
talk about and he's so humble. He doesn't have bad beat stories. What he has is and because we had a little huddle afterwards, and he's talking to us about. He has the stories where what he could have done differently, because the only enemy
Of
he has at
course.
the table is himself, and we all this.
Right.
This is what the role models here. We have to follow their lead,
Right.
right? There's no bitching. There's just like, next time I won't do that. That's
Right.
it.
Right. Good for him. And I just pulled it up. So the winner of that heads up tournament got 800,000. Second place got 528,000. And third and fourth place both got 300,000. Carrie
Holy
Katz
cow.
went out. Carrie Katz got 150,000.
All right, so I was reading misinformation. Wow, it's so
No
important that
worries.
we
No
confirm stuff
worries.
here. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
and that's why I always say we help each other, because that information is all over the place and we're all getting it from different places, and it's good to be able to count on each other to, figure it out and get it right. So no worries. I mean, that's what we're here for, people. That's what we're here for. And speaking of which, I'm just going to bring this up. Yesterday, some people who will remain nameless, although they should be ashamed of themselves and they owe me an apology. Just kidding. Um, we talked about, Isaac gave us a little lesson in Vegas history, and talking about the flamingo and Bugsy. And I brought up that I thought Bugsy or his car was buried under the flamingo, and everybody laughed. Well, not everybody, but people were making fun of me for even stating that. Okay. They have a memorial to him in the Flamingo Garden area where the flamingos are. There is a memorial, place you can go and reflect. I don't know if you would call it a garden or not. I've never walked there, but I'm going to try to make a point to see it this year. But I did find this yesterday online. So I wasn't making it up. I did hear this before. It said buried card, legend, supported by some reports, suggest that during the renovations in the 1950s or later, Bugsy Siegel's car was discovered underground and subsequently buried again during construction. So, people, you owe me an apology for making fun of me. Not, I'm just kidding, of course, but I did find that kind of funny and wanted to bring it up today again because we were speaking about it yesterday. There are so many tales, right? So many folk tales, folklore, rumors, facts, whatever, ghost stories in Vegas that it's just kind of fun to talk about them for sure. And I love that kind of stuff. And Isaac knows it, and that's why he's the perfect person to bring us some history because it's just fun. And it's fun because we all love to go to Vegas and have fun there. So, all right, welcome, Trampy. How are you, pal? Trumpy.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you, pal?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, that was a very interesting segment there, Joey, about image and what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to buy, all that kind of stuff. I love it at the poker table. Like one of my favorite things because uh, apparently I play a little bit loose. Like I play.
So they say.
Yeah, I hear word on the street. But like one of the fucking most hilarious things that happens to me, especially in live poker on a regular basis, I have people do my advertising for me because I don't know how many times I'll make a raise and I'll have it. I'll have the aces or the kings or whatever, and I make a raise, and then someone down the fucking table is like, oh, there's old Trampy. Oh man, oh this guy raises all the time. Oh, what a bullshitter. And then I can see the gears turning in someone else's head, and they're like, "Well, wait a minute, I was just gonna fold like my queen 10 or whatever, but man, this guy's over here talking about how much this guy is such a bullshitter. He just raises all the time with nothing, So then they want to mix it up because they're just like, "Oh, this guy's got nothing," and meanwhile, I'll have it. So I think it's funny because you kind of set up an image, and if you do it right, like I've got people where I could go in and I could just play like no hands against them. But then when I do play a hand, they're going to be like, "Oh, I remember, the 10-hour session. This guy was going nuts." Like they still have that banked from the last time that I played them. So they're like, "Oh, this guy's going nuts again," and we fucking tangle up in some big pots, and then they're just like amazed. Like, yeah, one of my buddies told me, he's like, what? He's like, it should be illegal for you to flop a set. And because a lot of people like to flop a set, and if you get like another bet out of it, then you're pretty happy, uh, just because it's hard to flop a set and then also get paid off. And usually, I just really don't have that problem. If I flop a set, if someone else has top pair, like usually they'll have to have something, obviously, but
Well,
if
and I can attest to what Trampy's saying because we've all been around when people are in a live space yelling at Tramp because of what he's doing or not doing at the table, and so his image is definitely spoken about before he has to even speak a word.
Oh, here's Trappy raising with his BS again.
Trampy, I love that you brought up first impressions, right? Because that's valuable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a little tip that I, just from my experience from living on. So just so you know, I've only been playing live tournaments for 4 years now. But 2 of those 4 years, I actually lived on the road like Ari Engel, going from one circuit stop to the next circuit stop. And listen, this is the salesman in me. What I would do is I would show up early and I would go play 1-2 cash with the locals. And I would sacrifice a few $100s. I would play sloppy, drunk, reckless, give them this first image of me that this guy's a fucking fish, and run circles around them the next day and all week long when they ran into me in the tournaments because of the first impression.
I love doing that, by the way. I call it priming the pump. You kind of
Priming
do
the
have
pot.
to have,
Good. Yes.
yeah, priming the pump. Yeah, you kind of have to have a little money to go in there though, because like when I first came up, I never had money, so I had to go in. But I would still play the way that I played. Like there was a lot of times I would turn like $7 into $300 at like the bar, and I would show up with the $7 and I'd be all in the first hand, but like I would just you could play every hand when everyone else is terrible, I guess. But yeah. Then when you kind of start getting into bigger games and you kind of have a little bit of a bankroll, yeah, you could show up and you could just splash around. And to me, that's always amazing because like I'm just having fun. Like if I call your bet and it's a stupid call, I don't give a shit. I'm just splashing around. I'm having fun anyways. I get to do exactly what I want to do. And there have been a lot of times where I've been in shock because someone would like make a big bet. And I'm just like, I'm just going to test this guy. I don't have anything. I don't know if they have anything. If you have, if there's like 2 4s on the board, if you flop quad 4s, congratulations, because you're going to get some idiot that just bluffed his whole stack into quad 4s. But like they would make a big bet and then I would just rip it in just to literally just to see what would happen. And a lot of times they would fold to the point I was in shock because I was like, wait, you made a huge bet. And so was that them bluffing or was that them with like, a top pair, second pair kind of hand where they thought, oh, I'm going to bet it and get paid. And then I rip it in. And then human thinking is like, wait, they can't rip it in here with nothing. They have to have something to rip it in here. And all of a sudden your hand, even if you have something, now it shrinks up. And meanwhile, I'm just a fucking idiot over there. I could just rip it in here with nothing because they're
But
not
you know
gonna
what? You know
think
what,
I'm doing
Tramp?
with nothing.
You know what, Trampy? You're our idiot, and we love you for it, buddy. Keep up the good work. Listen, but first of all, I do want to say my definition of primer the pump is definitely different than y'all, but that's okay. Moving right along. Welcome, Isaac. And before I let you get started, Isaac, I'm going to let Barbara know who is in our audience right now. I did send you a microphone, Barb, but I know it goes up really quickly, and this is your first time in a space. So if you just request the microphone button in the bottom left corner, we'll get you up here as a speaker. So just press that request button in the bottom left corner, Barbara. Thank you. Go ahead, Isaac. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Reporting from Bugsy Siegel's car under the flamingo. I hope everybody's doing well.
Doing good, buddy. Good. Doing
Just
good.
like I told my good friend Sherry about an hour ago, I'm dragging like a wedding dress, y'all.
He's dragging like a wedding dress. And I said, it's going to be interesting because
Uh,
we were at church until 4 a.m.
no. You told me the Batcave, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
like Bruce Wayne. I was like,
I said we were in the Batcave till 4 a.m. And he goes, wait, like Bruce Wayne? I said, yeah, we call it the Batcave because what happens when you get out, when you leave the casino? The light, the lights or the sun hits your eyes, and you're like, holy shit. So you're like a vampire, right? That coming out of the Batcave. So I started calling it the Batcave many years ago. But anyway, welcome, Isaac. Did you have that coffee?
oh, yeah, coffee. I think by coffee, a 30-minute nap was better than the coffee. So
Oh, lucky you. I'm hoping to have one of those before we hit the road. But I'm going to say this again. Barbara, let me say a couple of things because I know you're new to spaces. First, I'm going to say to you, you need to be on your telephone, not a computer. If you're on a computer, I need you to go off the computer and come on your phone to the space. Two, go ahead and request the microphone in the bottom left corner. And if none of that is working, then just leave the space and come back in. And trust me, don't panic. This happens all the time. It's just part of the glitches of spaces. And we're just going to walk you through it and get you up here as a speaker. So try those things. And yeah, no worries. No worries. What you got for me, Isaac?
sheep and puffy clouds. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm awake. All right. Well, if Barbara's about to come up, we could do this after. But
Oh, Barbara has made it up. So we're going to put that on hold for a minute. Is that okay?
yeah, no worries. I'm ready when it's time. Okay,
Okay, perfect. Appreciate you, Isaac, for sure.
no doubt.
Barbara, you made it in, love.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. How are you?
Good. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Let me give a proper introduction, okay?
Okay.
So, let's first of all, I'm excited that Barbara Jones Zarango, excuse me. Oh,
Zangaro.
thank you. Zangaro, which I've been saying wrong for the whole week. So we're going to call her Barbara today because everybody knows my capability with names is zero. Barbara is joining us, and she is originally from Ohio and attended Ohio State, but we will not hold that against her.
Ha!
In
Go
in the
Bucks!
in the past, she has managed a McDonald's and has worked at various casinos in Las Vegas. For those of you that were with me at South Point when we played a 10 p.m. tournament with PPE, Carney, Turbo, and a few others, Barbara was our TD that night. Currently, Barbara works at Orleans as a poker tournament supervisor, and she is the CEO of Poker Gives Charity, which, as you guys know, is the charity that I'm fundraising via the poker t shirt quilt. And we'll get into all that. That is the charity that Barb is CEO of. So I'm looking forward to all this conversation. So, welcome, Barb.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Been looking forward to it. I think you do so many great things, not only in the poker world, but of course through your work with Poker Gives. And recently you were recognized for that work as you were awarded the Legacy of Service Award by the folks at the Care Complex. Can you explain to our audience what you were recognized in by that award? What were your efforts?
So, the Care Complex, for those of you who don't know, is right by the courtyard. And for those of you who don't know what the courtyard is, it is where pretty much a lot of the homeless, probably close to 1,500 homeless people gather. And it was built by the city. It's managed by Nevada Behavioral Health, and the Care Complex is owned by a gentleman named Mike. He bought the building years ago, and he has just been doing some fantastic stuff there. In 2020, when COVID hit, is when I started doing food because the church didn't show up to serve food to the homeless. And somebody said, hey, go down to the courtyard. And so that's how we started our relationship with the Care Complex. And weekly, we serve anywhere from 700 to 1,000 meals every Monday night. And we have been a huge supporter of the Care Complex. We supply them with donations that we receive in abundance, and they're just a really great organization. And so they awarded me the Legacy Partner, basically for my assistance. You may know Jackie Froman. She has taken over our clothing distribution, and every week she takes down, oh, I don't know, probably 20 to 30 bags of clothing for them to distribute to the
Awesome.
homeless, because people who are homeless, it, they don't necessarily want to be dirty and filthy. A lot
Right,
of them are trying to get out of that, but it's hard to do. Once you get in that, it's a very vicious cycle.
right,
So we try to
right.
do whatever we can to help them out of that.
Well, I stumbled onto some information when I was researching for our conversation that I was really back by. For decades now, my family and I, if we're traveling, we will have our doggy bags packed. And of course, we don't have hotel refrigerators. So we would, find a homeless person to give our doggy bags to. And we've done it several times in Las Vegas, did it 2 trips ago. Um, and I found out through researching that it's really illegal to feed the homeless in Las Vegas. When did that
That
take
is
effect?
That's correct. I don't know the exact year it went into effect, but basically, you can receive $1,000 fine and up to 30 days in jail. And
Unbelievable.
yeah, it's you're considered aiding and abetting people who are breaking the law by being homeless, which
Can
is
you imagine? This is where we're at,
absolutely
people.
stupid.
Like I was so pissed. Like I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? If I
Yeah.
want to help somebody have a meal, like literally fuck off with that law. Like, what are
Right.
we doing here? That's what we're supposed to be doing as humans, humanitarians, as just people living on earth, take care of each other. And if I want to hand somebody a meal, there should be no consequences to that.
Yeah, it's really a sad cycle, and there's a lot of things that I really can't discuss publicly. But what I can say, I can't give you specifics, is a lot of the charities charge the homeless uh, for their meals, $5.
Wow.
And most homeless people, they may get $100 in benefits on SNAP benefits.
Right.
And if you charge $5, and these are charities, these are nonprofits that receive government funding, that receive donations, and they're charging $5 a meal. Well, that's only 20 meals when you're getting $100,
Right.
or 150 is 30 meals. We don't charge a dime, and um, we get donations from corporate sponsors. And is it okay for me to mention them on the radio here?
Absolutely. You go right ahead.
So Chick-fil-A is one of our biggest donors, and I know a lot of people have issues with Chick-fil-A, but when it
We
comes
don't
to
have, we
community,
do, hey, we do not have issues in Sherry's space with God's food, otherwise known as Chick-fil-A. Go right ahead.
well, yeah, Chick-fil-A they're fantastic. I pick up throughout the week. I pick up from 4 different Chick-fil-A's,
Awesome.
and we take that food, and it's usually chicken, mac and cheese, biscuits. Um, Sometimes we get their salads, we get their chicken wraps. Um,
Awesome.
I'm trying to figure out what else we get from them, and we just repurpose it and serve it. We get food from Olive Garden. We get their lasagna, the Italian sausages, the soups, and I just add pasta to the soups.
Right.
Makes it a really hearty meal. Um, we pick up from Smith Foods. That's through a Three Square donation and another charity that helps us out, Celestial Manna. They give us a lot of their excess food. So it's all about community. And when I say it takes a village, it takes a village.
Right
We get
on.
food from Red Lobster, McDonald's, um, uh, Parsley Mediterranean Grill, Zaba's Mexican Grill, and Red Lobster. And we just take whatever we get. And I have Yvonne and Roxy who come over every Monday morning at 9 a.m. and they help me cook. And we cook from 9 a.m. till about 3 o'clock. We have a lot of fun. It can be stressful.
Sure.
When you're cooking for 700 people, that's a lot of cooking. And I counted this past week, the steam table pans you use on the buffet
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
We go through 48 pans of food
Wow.
that we serve.
But
And
first, they have to prepare it. Let's not
right,
forget, you guys are preparing that first all day long so you can go
right,
on Monday evening to serve the homeless.
right. I don't, can you hear me? It said my connection
Yes.
was lost. Um,
Yes.
and then we have a group of ladies in Sun City Anthem, and they prepare probably, I would say, $100 worth of salads every week, and
Nice.
300 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every week. And peanut butter and jelly is great for a homeless person because it doesn't go bad and it's got protein in it.
Right. Right.
And so that's really a staple. And when we make a meal so they have a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. And they get desserts. We get Cake World. I forgot to mention Cake World over on Tanea and Cheyenne. In
Awesome.
fact, as we speak, I am pulling up to a serving at Restoration and Recovery Foundation where they are currently serving the homeless. They will serve probably 150 meals this morning, and I have pastries for them to serve.
I love it.
And I go to Niagara Bottling, and they give us bottles of water that, the cases that have broke and the bottles of water
Right.
are no longer in a case. They throw them in these huge gaylords, and they load up my truck, and I bring it down. And this is never reported on the news, but a couple years ago, we lost 300 people to dehydration.
I believe
And
it,
last
Barbara.
year it was
So
down to
sad.
100.
Good
So
for you. So
we're
God's
making
work,
a difference.
Barbara is doing God's work and making a difference for sure in the homeless community in Las Vegas. Can you tell us um, a little bit about Poker Gives?
So Poker Gives was founded by um, some poker professionals. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I pull up here? I gotta drop some stuff.
I love
Um,
it.
so anyway, we it was founded by Linda Johnson, Jan Fisher, Lisa Tenner, and Mike Sexton. And initially, what they did was they would have poker tournaments and they raised funds and they gave money to other charities. And then, as you well know, Mike went on and was with the WPT, and he um, he kind of left Poker Gives. Linda and Jan went on to Card Player Cruises, and so Lupe Soto took over the charity, and then in 2014, I said, "Hey Lupe, I need a nonprofit," and she's like, "Great, I need a chief executive."
Uh-oh. Hold on, you guys. Isaac, I see your hand. Just be a little patient a little bit longer, Isaac. Barbara, your
Yeah.
microphone is
Okay.
off.
Can you
There
hear
you
me
go.
now? Okay.
Yep, go right ahead.
Sorry.
No
Um,
worries. No, you're good.
so yeah. So I said, great. Sounds like a partnership made in heaven. So that's when I joined Poker Gives, and since then I've hit the ground running and haven't stopped. And it's a wonderful organization. And I always say I just beg people for money. PokerGives.org. You got a couple extra bucks, and if you want to donate, please. But we're
Well, I also want to make mention that on Monday nights you're always in need of extra hands to help feed the homeless on uh
yes.
so if anybody's in town or lives there and wants to help Barbara, just reach out to her in a DM and she will certainly help you get that information.
Yeah.
Isaac, did you have a question, Isaac?
Man.
Actually, I just wanted to add the Lord's Chicken as another name for Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely God's food. We love it. All right. Let's talk about the quilt, Barbara, shall we?
Oh, let's talk about the quilt. What a beautiful thing. So Sherry comes up to me and she goes, didn't you like donate a quilt somewhere? And I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to make one for Poker Gives. And I'm like,
Uh
oh,
Go
that
ahead.
would be awesome.
Right. I didn't donate it. I was like in the planning stages of what I would want to do. And
Yeah.
so I reached out to you and you said, yes, reach out to Lupe and, if you can make it happen, make it happen. And here we are.
Yeah.
So we do have a designated link to the Poker Gives website. And of course, everybody will, knows how to get it. And we will definitely put it in the chat. So you can always find it on my Twitter feed. But, and that's a $10 donation will get you one ticket. A $25 donation will get you 5 tickets. It is tax deductible. It is a designated link for online donations only. You have to use our link in order to get those tickets for this one of kind drawing for this quilt. So, but tell us, we are going through the our Street Hearts program. Tell us what that is, Barbara.
So the Street Hearts is basically our homeless program. Hey, can I set this down somewhere? I'm sorry. That's on. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm going to tell you, you fit into spaces perfectly because we all do exactly what you're doing, but maybe not feeding the homeless, but just regular life stuff when we're on air. So
Yeah,
you are fitting in perfectly.
I wish we could video because I would show you this line of food, and
another great organization,
Awesome.
Restoration and Recovery Foundation. And like I said, it takes a village, and we all partner together. Here.
I love that.
So I got guys unloading my truck right now. I brought some pastries from Cake World. I brought bread from Whole Foods. Um, and, you know, it's not just homeless. There's a whole Section 8 housing development
Right.
around here. And
Right.
Marivelle and her daughter Dominique. Marivelle is a licensed counselor. She provides mental and behavioral health and addiction counseling, and she's doing some fantastic work down here. But that's all part of our street hearts is the people on the streets. You know, the low income families is helping all that. And then in addition to the street hearts, we also have the Vegas Youth Network. And that's where we go into Title I schools and we help, you know, kids with school supplies. And I don't know if some of your listeners may know, but there was a gentleman, Robert Feduniak, and he was a huge advocate of schooling. And he would always help us anytime it came to kids, you know, getting supplies for kids to go to school
Right.
or helping with application fees to get into college. Um, and unfortunately, Bob passed away this past year. And
Oh, sorry to
so,
hear that.
yeah, so it's a big loss. But his wife Maureen is still a big supporter of Poker Gives, and we really appreciate them and their family. But we have people who contribute every month. You know, they make a monthly donation, and every single dollar that you send to Poker Gives goes to our programs because I don't
Right.
receive a salary. You know, you look at the CEO of American Red Cross makes like $7 million. I don't get a dime. So, um, you know, everybody is volunteer, and that was one of my conditions for joining Poker Gives was I want the money to go to the people who
100%.
need it. Right, right.
100%. And I'm going to tell you, I've done fundraising all of my life. I've been on the board of directors of a philanthropic, national philanthropic, and I get it. Like when I do anything local, I go directly to, and this is my favorite outlet because I know that the folks involved at schools, like the principals, the assistant principals, the teachers, they
Hmm.
know what kids need help and what families need help. So I've always worked through the schools in my area. At Christmas time, I would go, you know, to the principal and go, look, I'm part of this group and we're looking for families for Christmas. Give us 10 of your students
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I know that they're not double dipping. I know that they are really in need, and they're going. It's all going to where it should go, and it's 100%
Well,
going to where it should go.
and what a lot of people don't know is every school in Las Vegas is a Title I school, which
Right?
means 80% or more of their kids receive some sort of government funding.
Could
And
you imagine that the city of lights?
yeah, yeah.
Think of that, people. The city of
Yeah,
lights.
yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. We were just having this conversation yesterday. You know, you sit and you think, you go through all these programs, you go out, you get a good job, you're making $25 an hour, but rent's $2,000 a month. How does a single mom do that?
Right?
You know,
Right?
it's
Right?
unaffordable.
Right?
So anyway, but what most people don't know is most all of your elementary and even some of your high schools have food and clothing pantries. So
Right?
if you guys want to donate kids' clothes or you want to donate some food, call up your local school and say, hey, do you have a food bank? Can I donate some food? Because they feed the kids that I never learned this until I got involved with the schools. They have the kids on the weekends, they take home ketchup packets and they call it ketchup soup
Yeah.
because they mix it with water and that's what they eat on the weekends.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what some of our schools have done in my area is they pack a sack for the kids to take home for the
Uh-huh.
weekend with
Right.
some food for them to eat on the weekend.
Right.
And
Right.
another thing, a couple of the schools have a supply closet where they take
Yep.
donations of school supplies and they
Yep.
put in that closet. And then when a kid needs, paper, pencils, pens, whatever, they can go to the school closet and have those items for free. So definitely check with your principals. They will tell you what they have in place. And let me tell you, those principals will love you forever
Yeah.
because they have, 600 kids, 1,000 kids,
Yeah.
and they are educators because they love kids and are passionate.
Yeah.
And so they don't want any of their kids to be hungry on the weekend or not have school supplies or a jacket for the winter or whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely check with your principals. You'll be amazed at how rewarding that is and how easily it can be done through that principal. So I wanted to make mention that on June 24th and 25th, I am going to have the quilt at the booth, the WPA booth at the WSOP. It'll be in the hallway where the registration is between the registration office and the Paris ballroom will be, our tables will be set up there so people can come by and sign it, or if they just want to see the quilts in person, that's where you can see it. So that is June 24th and 25th, folks. I
And I
know
want
you're,
to, if I
go
can
ahead.
say one more thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
more program that we have is called
yeah.
For the Boots. And that is our military. And God love our military. My husband was a veteran,
Yeah.
and I thank our military so much for our freedoms. And it's a tough time in this day and age. And Lupe is also a veteran. She goes out to the base. She works with the chaplain out at Nellis Air Force Base. And anytime they need anything, whatever we can provide for them, we do that as well. So we hit a lot of aspects. Yes, we're most known for our Monday night feedings because that's our largest program. But we also have a lot of other things that we do. So
I love that.
just so you know,
And I love that. And I'm glad you mentioned it for sure. And I know you lost your husband not too long ago.
I
So I know it
did.
holds a special place in your heart as well, Barb.
Yep.
Do you have a total for us
A total.
of donations for the quilt? I got an email from Lupe this morning, but I haven't had a chance. Like we were already on air when she messaged me,
Yeah.
so I will get it, you guys, and I'll get it posted later today. It just as a matter of timing, I did get a message popped up that she said I sent you an email, so I will look at that, you guys, and we'll get back with the totals. Barbara, tell us what's going on at the Orleans. Let's pivot for a minute.
All right. So we're in our summer series and we are breaking records left and right. Um,
Awesome.
we just had, I think it was 260 players in our tours. It was amazing. We
That's fantastic.
we filled our entire outer area, and it's been well received. And the big thing is, and this is me personally, I've been in this industry now for almost 30 years as a player and as a employee. And the most important thing is listen to your players. Listen to what they want. And so that's what I've done. And with the help of Eric, who's just really put his heart and soul into things, I think we've built a really good schedule. We run through July 12th. Our main event is a $600 buy-in, multi-days, $500,000 guarantee. And then every day we've either got a $200, $300, $400 no limit and some sort of mixed game every day. We've got 64 mixed game tournaments this year, more
Love
than
it.
anybody else in the industry, including Dramaha. We brought Dramaha to the tournaments this year, which was requested by the players. And so we're going to do Dramaha High and Dramaha Deuce to Seven. We got 11 game mix, a 9 game mix, an 8 game mix. I mean, we're just, we're trying to appease to as many as we can. And so far, it's been very well received. Our structures, believe it or not, we actually have people complaining our structures are too good.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm hearing good things. I'm hearing nothing but good things, and I hear your numbers are doing well. I actually spoke to Robert Turner, the chip burner,
Yeah, he was
who's there
playing
for.
the other day.
Yeah, and he's going to play today. He was getting ready to play today. And for those that don't know, Robert's going to be with us Thursday. But Robert is credited with bringing Omaha to Las Vegas, and is credited with being the person that invented Omaha. So.
Huh.
Um, I spoke with him this morning and he was looking forward to the tournament today. So today you guys have a super stack tournament at 11 for $200 buy-in. At 4 p.m.'s the Torse with a T tournament for a $240 buy-in. And then the Mega Monster Stack is at 6 p.m. and that's a $200 buy-in tournament over at the Orleans. Let's talk about cash for a minute, Barb. Tell us what the bad beat
I knew you were
promo.
going to ask me.
Well, I
So
know it's 53,000, but
I
tell us what you have to do to
I
win it.
am I am so focused on tournaments. I got to tell you, it changes from week to week or day to day,
Well,
based upon how much it goes up. But I do know it starts off at aces full of tens,
and that's what
beaten
it is right now.
on the
I'm going to help you
flop.
out.
On the
I'm going to
flop,
help you out.
yeah.
I looked it up. Go ahead on the flop,
Yep.
folks.
And then when it gets, I believe it's over 75,000, it's aces full of kings beaten at any time. And then when it gets over 100,000, it's aces full of tens beaten at any time. Right.
Awesome jackpots,
Yeah.
folks.
And there's
Nice
high
bad
hands
beats.
every day and dash to deuces and money. There's so many promotions over there. I literally I have to look at my email every single day to say, hey, what's going on today on the cash side. So
Well, and I'm going to talk about because folks know I have a love-hate relationship with Jax, and one day my book is going to be titled My Journey with Jax, okay?
yeah.
So I almost had, my eyes were wide awake when I was reading the website, but I almost had a nightmare with my eyes wide awake because you guys have a hold 'em first after dark series or promo that is Jack High straights, Jack High or Jack full house, and Jack High flushes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is Sherry's like nightmare. I'd actually have to play the jacks to win
Yeah.
the jackpot. So anyway, I thought it was comical as well. So lots of great promotions over there. The stud any quads beat get that bad beat is 9,000.
They
Omaha.
actually got rid of the stud jackpot.
Oh, it's still on the website. You may want to let somebody
Yeah.
know that.
Okay, I will for sure. We actually got rid of it. We haven't spread a stud game in a couple years, and
Okay.
we turned it into a free roll for the players. And
Nice.
we just got rid of that stud jackpot, so it is gone. We only have the Omaha jackpot and the no limit hold'em, or not no limit, but the hold'em jackpot.
Right, right,
So,
right.
and there's
Okay.
room shares for everybody. Remember that all our
Hell
jackpots
yeah.
do room shares. So
I love that. Is there anything else you want to tell us about? Because then we'll let you go because I know you're busy as hell. Is
yeah.
there anything you want us to know that we
eh,
haven't touched on?
Well, as far as the Orleans, I just want to remind everybody our parking is free. Park in the parking garage. You walk in the door, you're at the poker room. Our valet is free. We got a food court right by the poker room, restrooms right by the poker room. It's a great place to play. I started playing there and now I'm working there. So
I love it.
that's
Is
my
there
plug.
still the Mexican restaurant there?
No, but we are looking
Oh,
at
okay.
getting one. I think there might
Okay.
be one in the future. It's either
Okay.
Friday's left, and so they're figuring out what they're going to do with that spot. But there's Big Al's Oyster Bar, which is fantastic. Andori is an Asian cuisine. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that restaurant's delicious.
Oh, I haven't got a bad thing at Andoria. It's one of my
Yes.
favorite Asian places in town. So,
It is fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, great food. And what's nice, it's kind of the one top stop shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Restaurants, gambling, hotel,
A lot of
whatever you
places,
want,
a lot of people
shops.
don't know there's a restaurant that came in a few years ago called Bailiwicks, and it's like a kind of like a sports pub bar type thing,
Right.
and they've got some excellent burnt ends, and their salad, their beet salad is delicious. They've just got some excellent food at Bailiwicks and reasonably priced. Their prime rib is delicious. They closed the prime
Yummy.
rib loft and they put the prime rib from the prime rib loft into bailiwicks. So it's the same great flavor that you used to get at the prime rib loft. So
Well, thank you for sharing that. Isaac or Tracy, either of you have any questions or comments for Barb before we let her off the hook, as we say? And they're still
I
showing us. Go ahead,
I would
Tracy.
like to just say to Barb, I play at the Orleans several times a week.
I know
Barb,
you do.
you are something special, and I just adore you. I can't tell you your demeanor, your energy, your giving, just I mean beams when you walk in the room, and I just adore you. I think you're just something special.
Well, thank you. And I love seeing your face there every day. And I don't know where Joey went to, but when Joey blesses us with his presence, I enjoy
Yes.
having him there too.
Yes,
So.
of
He went
course.
off to play. He's going to play a tournament. He
Okay.
had to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm at that stage in my life where, I want for nothing. It's time to give back to the community. And I've learned a lot of lessons in management. And the most important one is be humble and just love your fellow mankind.
Absolutely. Oh, and on a side note, the nachos at that restaurant you spoke of
Yeah,
they're amazing
they are.
nachos.
You're
they
right.
like they like burn the little like edges of the chips, and oh
Yeah.
my gosh, they're to die for.
Yummy.
Yeah, they are.
So
They are.
noted, Tracy. Thank you for that. We
You're welcome.
appreciate that little tip for sure. We love our some nachos for sure.
Heck yeah.
Isaac, are you there, buddy? I don't know if he's I don't know if he's still with us now. We're going to keep on moving. Barbara, I'm going to let you off the hook. Thank you so much for stopping by. I
Thank you.
appreciate
Thanks for
you.
having
And
me.
you bet. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks in Vegas,
All
hon.
right, sounds good. And thanks
Appreciate
for
you.
the quilt, guys. Go to the website, buy a ticket for the quilt. I'm going to because I want that quilt.
It's awesome. If I say so myself, it's really turning out, with the autographs, it's really cool. Like it
Awesome.
is really cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, Barb.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you, Barb.
Take care. Bye bye.
I appreciate her time. And as we know, those operators are working hard on our behalf. And anytime they can spare for us, we appreciate for sure. Isaac, are you still there or are you in Never Never Land? I think he may be in Never Never Land, Tracy. Oh, there he
I'm
is.
hovering, across the river Styx right now. Just hanging in there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got some side notes we want to talk about. Um, and then we'll call it a day because I've got to get on the road at some point, maybe after a nap. Over at the Aria, today they have their $800 no limit tournament starts at 11 a.m. A 30K starting stack, 30-minute blinds, a $200,000 guarantee. At 7 p.m. at the Aria is their $300 no limit tournament, 25K starting stack, 25-minute blinds, 25K guarantee. Boy, I would be playing that 11 o'clock if I was in town. Over at South Point, today is Tuesday. 10 a.m. is their $300 30K starting. I'm sorry, $300, $300,000 multi-day 1C tournament starts at 10 a.m. It's a 30K starting stack. And of course, a $300,000 guarantee at 2:10 p.m. over at South Point, $120 buy-in. Omaha 8 or better, 15K starting stack, $6,000 guarantee at 6:10 p.m. at South Point is their $300 buy-in tournament. And that is flight 1D of that $300,000 guarantee. At 10:10 p.m. is the $120 Turbo Bounty tournament. The bounties are $25. That's a 4K guarantee with 20K starting stack. Don't forget the MGM Summers Poker Festival is going on now through July the 7th. And the Golden Nuggets Grand Series is going on from now through June 28th. The Wynn Summer Series is going on right now through July 13th. Of course, we spoke about the Orleans Summer Open is going through July the 12th. The Venetians is going on right now through the August the 2nd. And South Point has their summer schedule from now through July 12th that we will refer to. That Mixed Game Festival is going on at the Bellagio right now with Robert Stravinsky's group. And I'm sure Craig and the group over at the Bellagio is taking great care of them. And that goes through now through the 11th of June. So just a look around town at some other things that are going on. Give me a second, you guys. Okay, winners around town. Over at South Point, Austin and Mitchell chopped their 10 p.m. turbo for $951 each. Venetian, second place winner of the $800 no limit tournament was Zai Gang Yang. He took home $33,000. Sixth place was Santiago Montes. He took home $10K. James Lillis took home seventh for $7,700. And eighth place was Musasa, I believe. I think it's that. Hadid, and he took home $6,000. I'm sorry if I botched your name. Over at the Aria, Ingo Clayson took down the Omaha 8 or better tournament for $17,000 and that amazing hoodie, of course. A look around the nation at some poker winners. Over at Borgata, Joseph R. took down the May Mini Grand Championship for $18,000, and Jackson Cleveland, Ohio, Michael K. took down the Benjamin tournament in a three-way chop for $1,200. So congratulations to those winners around the nation this time, not only Vegas. I took a look at the poker.org fantasy league today, and Shooter McGavin is in first place with 274 points. And our very own ASG is in 41st place with 168 points. I know yesterday he was telling us that he was like in the top 20 or something. So other teams, I guess, had some big winners gaining points on him yesterday. So our fantasy league team with the ODB Baker Fantasy League is not posted yet. So my guess is there's an enormous amount of teams and they're having IT issues. So we'll just be patient and wait for David to tell us what the hell's going on. As soon as they get it figured out, I'm sure they will tell us about it. Okay, Isaac and Tracy, you guys have anything to bring up or would like to chat about? If not, we're going to sign off for the day. Oh, I didn't give up stats. No, we can't sign off yet. We got to take a look at what the hell's going on with WSOP. Sherry's losing her mind. Event number 7, the winner of the 25K Heads Up tournament, Dimitar, is it Dimitar? Danchev took home $800,000. Nikita Kuznetsov took home $528,000. Foxen took fourth for $300,000. Katz took, I think it was fifth or sixth for $150,000. Event number 1 was the $550 mini Mystery Millions. Philip Chung took home first place in $400,000. Jalil Hussain took home $265,000. Matt Stout took 59th for $7,800. Jason Bray, my friend from Spokane, he took home $3,300 for his 122nd finish in that event. Event number 9, the 10K Omaha High-Low 8 or better. The winner of that was Scott Clement, took home $450K. Dylan Wiseman took home $299K. Todd Brunson took third for $203,000. Phil Helmuth, 7th place for $54,000. Josh Ari took home $41,000 for his 9th place finish, and Robert Mizuraki took home $32K with his 11th place finish. And I'm going to try to report on Robert all summer long because we kind of looked at him for our fantasy team and we were like, but last year we needed him and, he wasn't playing. And so we needed points. And now this year killing it, but that's okay. It's okay. I have faith in our team. Okay, event number 10 was the $600 deep stack Carapot, and I believe it's Galstein, took home first place and 259,000. Josh Lisby Angvik took home second place and 173,000. At 10 o'clock at the WSOP, event number 15 is the $600 pot limit Omaha deep stack. And that's a day one. At 11 a.m. is a restart, event number 13, the $1,500 six-handed no limit. That is day two. 2.4 million in the prize pool, 1,840 in entries, 135 are remaining. First place is going to get 346K. In first place as the chip leader right now is 1-800-462 blah, blah, blah. I'm not giving out the whole number because I didn't try dialing it, so I don't know what the number's to. I can only guess what number a poker player would put in there as their name, but it's 1-800-462 something, 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 has 1.2 million and is the chip leader. Then Bastain Ravelette is in second place with just a few chips under the first place chip leader. And our friend Justin Arnwine, Caitlin's husband's in fifth place with 953,000. So good luck to those still in it to win it. That was event number 13. Also at 11 o'clock, event number 11, day two of the GG Millions High Roller No Limit Tournament. Registration is still open for that tournament. Our chip leader currently is Chin Y, I believe, has 846K. Clement Ding has 772,000. Some notables in sixth place, Chance Corneth. In 30th place, Carrie Katz. 34th place, one of my horses and our fantasy league, Chewy, has 292,000. Kristen Foxon has 274,000. In 47th place, Xuan Lu has, I didn't put her chip stack, sorry, but she's in 52nd place. A notable that people just love to hate, and I'm not saying they don't have reason, Maurice Hawkins is in 75th place with 214K. So good luck to all of those folks. Event number 16 has a start day 1A, or just day one. 12 p.m. is event number 16, the U.S. Circuit Championship. That's a $1,700 buy-in. At 1 p.m. is event number 12, the final day, $1,500 deuce to seven-handed tournament. And that is got a prize pool of 831K, 626 entries, 6 are remaining, 155,000 waits at the top for the winner. Dylan Smith, Gabriel Paul, Philip Jaffe, Anthony Lamps, Stephen Hubbard, and Timothy Wang are all in it to win it. And that's only 5. I don't know who the 6th person is. Sorry, folks, brain fart. Anyway, there were no chip counts, so I thought I'd read all the names, but I left somebody off. So if somebody wants to look that up, please do. At 1 p.m., event number 14, day 2, $1,500 mixed PLO, high-low tournament, Omaha high-low, and Big O has a prize pool of 1.7 million. 1,287 entries, 273 remain. First place is going to take home $265,000. The leader right now is Mark Eckerson with 2.5 million, and second place is Benjamin Primus with 1.1 million. Some notables still in it to win it. Number 24, Patrick Leonard with 239K. Matt Glantz at 35th position with 212K. Mr. Balls, yeah, that's their name, at least on there. He is in 61st place with 166K. You heard it, Mr. Balls. In 64th place, one of my fantasy league members and Karen's and Isaacs as well. Bryce Yockey is in 64th place with 167,000 in chips. Also at 2 p.m., event number 17 is the 10K deuce to seven-handed tournament. Day one begins at 2 p.m. today. So that's a look at the WSOP. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed our show today. I surely enjoyed having Barbara with us, and Tracy joined us, and um, Joey was here earlier, of course. And, I love it. I love when we can chat about some fun things in poker for sure. Isaac, you have anything before we sign off, buddy? Isaac, are you there? If I'm just going to continue on. Tracy, any last words? Tracy, any last words? See, and it's hard for me because they
Sorry,
show.
I was on mute. I was
Oh,
trying to
no,
get back to my main
no,
page.
that's okay. I know you're running across the room.
No.
And it's unfortunately because of the glitches here in spaces. Sometimes people still show as speakers, but they're really a listener or vice versa. So
Gotcha.
I'm always prepared for anything. Like, it's okay. Don't sweat it.
I'm sending everybody good energy and good run vibes on the felt, and good luck to you if you're playing today or anytime this week.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you, and good luck to you if you're playing. Or are you working?
No, I'm not working. I haven't decided what I'm going to do today.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with whatever you decide.
Thank you.
You
And safe
bet.
travels to you. You be
Oh,
careful on the
thank
road.
you.
Watch out for the crazies.
Well, and unfortunately, there is I-65 is closed, so that's going to make at least the first hour of the ride interesting. Hopefully, we can
Oh boy.
skate through. We're going to
Yeah.
try to time it. We're going to try to time it before rush hour, right? In between the lunch hour and rush hour, I think we may be able to get kind of sneak through it.
Through
So,
there. Okay, good.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Well,
yeah.
be safe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody listening currently or in the future. Have a great day. And as Tracy said, if you're playing today, good luck. If not, get out and touch that grass. Michael, I see you, and Hayden and Barry, thank you. Kush, Karen, appreciate all of you. Barb, Isaac, Tracy. Have a great day, everybody. Much love. See you tomorrow. Scotty Wynn.